Enable notifications by ringing the bell.
Hey guys, so we're here to do the Deadpool 2 review, and you're probably wondering why I'm here, right? Well, contrary to popular belief, I actually do watch these videos when I've seen the movie. The reason I haven't been here is because I haven't seen any of the movies, so it'd be kind of dumb to watch it, because what if I wanted to watch the movie later?
Fair enough.
So, jot that down. Also, this is Nick.
Oh, yeah. Say hi to Nick, everybody.
He's new to the
Hi,
reaction
Nick.
team. If you watch our live streams, you've met him before. He's doing Far Cry 5.
And Cuphead. We were
Cuphead,
doing a tandem on Cuphead.
They actually got really far.
We're struggling through Cuphead.
Hey, we're doing good, man.
You guys got
Don't
far.
doubt.
About an hour
We're
for
there.
each boss
We're
fight.
there.
But
Yeah.
we're getting it.
Well, I heard Nate say that he had never been that far before.
Oh,
so
no,
you guys must
never.
be doing very
Yeah,
good.
I haven't either. So.
Never. I've never been that far.
We're
so
in
you
the
must be a really
third-
good team on the Cuphead,
Third
then.
part of the game.
We're all right. People seem to think we make a good tandem on that.
It's just learning patterns together and stuff. And a couple of them we actually figured out co-op strategies where I'm like, I'm going to do this and you do this. And it
It's
works
like, all right, let's do
finally.
it. And then very slowly and surely, we build our way up to where we're able to beat them, and we're just like, yeah!
That's really neat. I didn't watch it because it went really late. But,
Yeah, it did. 7 hours.
It was like 6 in the morning when they stopped. But,
About that, yeah.
so most of you know this because you were not happy when I said this the first time. I did not really like Deadpool 1. So I went to see Deadpool 2.
Nick, calm down. Let her finish your statement.
I went to see Deadpool 2 because it looked promising and I wanted to like Deadpool. I went into Deadpool wanting to leave liking the movie. But the sense of humor just isn't my type of humor. Like, it was fine. It was funny, I guess, but it wasn't the kind that really gets me. So we go into Deadpool 2 and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. So
See?
I'm really excited for this.
Yeah,
Because normally I agree with Doug. As much as, he's not my favorite YouTube channel.
that's fair.
He normally makes good points. I do respect what he does.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see if he noticed anything I didn't. I mean, so I've been actually really wanting to watch this every week, but we give him the month to
For the videos.
respect him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now that we're finally able to do it, I'm here and I'm ready. I'm excited.
All right.
Is everyone excited to see what Doug says about this movie? Because I thought it was pretty flawless.
I don't know who Doug is.
Doug Walker, he's
about to find out.
Well, he's the nostalgia critic, and he's a skit comedy writer and all that, and he incorporates them into his reviews, and he's a funny guy. Like, if you want a good movie reviewer / like just overall like person who makes good points but has fun with his reviews.
To talk about the movie in general.
Yeah, he's really good about that.
The thing I don't like about his channel, the reason he's not my favorite, is I'm not into the skit thing. I think
That's
it takes
fair.
away from the reviews a little bit. But
Well, that's
I
fair.
understand that other people really enjoy it. That's fine. It's my opinion.
Well,
a lot of you don't like my opinion. That's cool. You have a different one. That's
everybody's got different opinions. And
I get a lot of crap for what I think about Doug's channel.
well, people will disagree with you, but the number one thing that you always have to remember is that it's only a game. Well, you have to be mad.
And also, you're stuck with me. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
So-
she's dug in like an Alabama tick, and it's
I
gonna
live
be
here.
impossible to get her out of here.
I live here.
Yes, you do.
So does Ben.
Yes.
So does Nate.
Yes.
And Micah lives here like,
No,
5 or 6 hours a week. And Nick lives here sometimes on like nights.
I live 5 minutes away from here.
Yeah,
there you
he's real
go.
close. So
And then I live
we're
pretty
all
close.
like
It's
really
close.
knit in here, and I don't think we're planning on kicking anyone off anytime soon. There's been one person removed from this channel. That
Yeah.
So if you were to
No,
be
you
like,
talk
hey,
about it.
we need you for something, I'll be like, I'll be there in 5. And I will be here
And
in
then-
5.
Yeah, be there in 5. Actually, we'll still be talking on the phone, and you'll just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually here now." Okay,
he lives
all right,
real
bye.
close.
And that's it.
Actually, was kind of amazed by how close he lived. It was. It's a small town, but you always expect.
I've lived
people,
in smaller. Trust
There's
me.
still potential to be like 20 minutes away from somebody if you're
You
on
totally
the other
could
end
be.
of it.
I
Though.
Oh,
normally
yeah.
expect people to be 10 or 15
I mean, how
minutes
far are
away.
you?
Where you lived before,
Yeah,
I was
away.
like 20 minutes away from where you
I
lived
don't know.
before,
Depends on
actually,
traffic,
Heather.
Really.
True.
Yeah, during the race, Micah's going to be like 3 hours away.
I
Yeah.
could dig a tunnel here faster than
to deal with the friggin'
The race here is
NASCAR traffic.
awful.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
Run here on all fours faster than I could drive.
Actually, you know what you need to do? You need to get a dirt bike and just go through the hills like a new age moonshiner.
I can
I
see
mean, this is fine. I don't know if I like you guys that much. I'm a bike over here. No
What?
offense.
No, a
Dirt
dirt
bike.
no, a dirt bike like a motocross, dude.
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna zip it in and out between cars, and then
Well, yeah, and also you could park it in my garage in
That
case
seems-
the cops are chasing you.
That seems-
You just pull down here.
that
go in
seems
the garage.
likely.
Well, if you're on a dirt bike and the cops start chasing you, you just go off road, and what
Well,
are they
yeah.
gonna do?
Oh, they'll go off road. I saw.
Oh, they will, but a dirt bike will go off road much faster
jumped
than a full size
median
car
to come
will.
get me for speeding once. I was like, what you just did was more dangerous than what I was doing.
Yeah.
first
Well,
of
yeah.
all.
Well,
Oh,
that's you
a
on
cop
the
actually
road.
flipped my friends one time in their vehicle because he tried to U-turn to catch someone going the opposite way and didn't see them in the blind spot.
Oh dear.
So he flipped them, and they got to sue like the local police department.
That's
Not good.
crazy.
Not good.
Well, there you go. It's just like that one family that
They occasionally do that.
That's that one family. Cop ran a red light trying to pull a Yui in an intersection, and he killed a family of 3.
That's really sad.
And the one who wasn't in the car, the husband, the father of the 2 kids that were in the car, he sued the department and got a settlement of like I think $5-6 million.
Yeah.
There's such a thin line. They have, like, I understand they're like, oh my gosh, this person's dangerous, I need to go get them. But they have to also understand that their car is dangerous.
Yeah, don't be a danger yourself.
Yeah, like, my dad raised me, and this is kind of stupid, but I also really respect my dad telling me this because I think about it to this day.
Go ahead.
A car is a weapon.
It is. It can
'Cause
be.
it
Depends
can
on the
kill
intent of the
someone,
driver.
Or it can save someone.
Yeah.
It is. You cannot be getting in a car being dumb because you can kill someone with it. And that sounded really like bad at the time. I was like, oh my
It's
gosh,
true.
Dad, now I'm scared to drive. But now I think about it, I'm like, if I'm not paying attention, I could accidentally kill someone.
Well,
So-
Yeah,
well,
you're driving a mechanized gas-powered siege engine, apparently.
pretty much.
I mean, my
much,
car is
so.
real tiny, so
I
realistically,
mean,
I would have
hell,
to hit
if
someone
somebody
very
wanted
hard,
to, they
but-
could crash their car into the front of this house and
Depends
like
on how you
take
hit
it and like take us out when we're in the kitchen or something.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's very easy. It could happen.
I mean, and it happens.
It does.
My ex-husband almost died because a car drove through his gas station. It barely missed him, dang it, but you know.
Barely missed him, dang it. Funniest one I've ever seen. I actually saw this happen in person. Friend of mine, Jeremy, his older brother, was high off his ass behind the wheel of his no, what was it? A Monte Carlo SS. It was a shit tinted blue. Like it was like one of the worst looking cars I've ever seen. He crashes into the front of a Wendy's. And we were cracking jokes about that for like the next few weeks. It was just like it's like, hey Jeremy, I heard your brother tried to make a new drive-through. And it's just and we were
Talk
just
about
like,
a case of the munchies.
You just
Like-
reminded me of something.
it's like hey, that ain't how you order, bruh. That ain't how you do it.
See,
Have you guys seen the weird Arby's guy?
Which one?
Just the one where he's talking about the car crashing through the Arby's.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, like once we get done with whatever we're reacting to today, you guys have to see this. It's
Okay.
freaking hilarious.
We'll give that a
or
look.
even if you want to do a reaction video to it, that's my personal request.
Okay, all right. Well,
Renegades react to the weird Arby's guy.
yeah, we've been ranting now for 8 minutes,
Yeah.
so we're going
Let's
to
get
get into
started
this.
on
We
Let's
off
get into
topic.
it.
duh.
That's our topic is our topic, damn it.
Okay, reaction videos are basically discussions on this channel, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Even if you're not discussing the video.
True.
It's like a podcast.
Almost exclusively.
It's a podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
Now that's a horny horse. It said it on the screen.
Doug?
Oh right, because it's Deadpool.
But which one? I'd say Kid. He looks more like Kid. Leftover costumes with people inside.
Written by man children.
Intro by someone who loves Deadpool and will destroy.
Oh,
Hey, looky there.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic.
No
I remember,
wiggle.
so you don't have to. And judging by that very self-aware opening credit sequence, I can take a wild guess what we're gonna review today. It looks like we're gonna take a look at Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I'm Deadpool, I'm Deadpool, I'm Deadpool, I love chimichangas, I'm Deadpool.
And as you probably figured out, that means we have to put up with asshole cosplay Deadpool. That guy at every convention who thinks he's really funny because he has a Deadpool cosplay, but he's really just an annoying dick.
Cringe pool, yeah.
I'm Deadpool.
Not
Oh,
a
shit.
review of my movie.
Holy shit! Deadpool! Like the actual Deadpool!
That's right, as close as our budget will allow.
How close?
Decent costume, clever writing, good-looking guy underneath.
Oh, okay.
Jim?
You know, Honest Trailer's got Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, wow, you're right. Well, why don't you use your clout with the crossover you did with them to get Reynolds?
Well,
I mean, the Deadpool Honest Trailer got over 20 million views. The one you did with them got, wow, almost 3.
I see your point.
I mean, with a connection that close, you surely must be able to work your charm and magic.
Hey, you have no idea the connections I have!
Let's get this podcast with sketches started. I assume you want to talk about my impact on R-rated comic book movies, box office growth, and groundbreaking fourth wall humor in the same sentence?
Well... Not so fast, Dumb Devil. You're the Lion King. Everybody's Kimba the White Lion.
Hey, where did Quantum Leap come from? Isn't he supposed to be white?
Apparently I wasn't PC enough, so I got a black Morty from another dimension.
Woke version.
You're as woke as his style of comedy.
Does that explain
I
why
can't
you
believe
can't
this.
see the drunk background?
Well, as a completely different person, I think you look very stylish.
Shut it, bald AC/DC. What the hell are you doing in my review?
You think you're this big groundbreaker, and you're not.
I get
There's
it.
other R-rated comic book hits, other R-rated comedy hits, and literally hundreds of fourth wall breakers before you. You're the Kanye West of gimmicks pretending not to be gimmicks.
Ooh, a Kanye joke. It's about time someone was brave enough to make fun of him.
I don't know, Rick. I don't think we should piss this guy off.
Don't worry, Black Morty. He's just upset because the Mask comic nailed this shtick light years before he did.
I'm not afraid of
Ouch.
him. I'm afraid of his fan base. You've seen what an awkward barrel of insanity they can be. I am Unicorn Holio. I need TP for my bug hole.
Because of
Thank
the
you,
clothes, bald AC/DC, I get it now.
We can agree that every fan base has a small percent of crazies. I think you know this more than most.
Oh, God.
No
yeah.
idea what you mean.
Hey fans, did you know that Rick really likes the honey mustard sauce at Burger King?
Hell is that?
Every Burger King in America ambushed by the pimply corpses of human dignity.
You miserable merc. kind of anarchy.
That was
Twice.
good.
I'm just saying that for a scientist, you should know that a small percent, even if it's a big small percent, is still not the majority.
To be fair, you have to have a high IQ to understand Rick and me.
No, you don't.
Okay, you're right. Every fan base has a few bad apples, and it's not the majority. But that doesn't mean you're still not a one-trick unicorn. I mean, what the hell are you even supposed to be? Slenderman interviewing to be the Kool-Aid guy?
Actually, why are you doing a review on him, Critic?
I admit, that's a good question. People have clearly moved on to complaining about Solo.
Well, maybe because Deadpool is such an interesting phenomenon. It's true, there have been successful films that have done what Deadpool has done, but something about the way Deadpool is presented makes it strangely unique. Based on the comic book character created in 1991, Deadpool got a following as one of the few Marvel comic book characters to be aware he's a Marvel comic book character. He was foul-mouthed, violent, funny as hell, and constantly broke the fourth wall. But again, we've seen characters like this before, so what makes him not only such a long-lasting hit, but worthy of such a dedicated following? What is he doing with his fourth wall breaking that sets him apart from other fourth wall breakers? Gee, I don't know. Could it be marketing the persona of an anti-hero who acts like a kindergartner but with a team of underpaid writers that successfully convinced us they wouldn't want to punch him in the face?
Hypocrite says blow me?
Blow me. I was too drunk for that one. So unique. He's not! This is Deadpool 2. It opens with
It's not a bad Morty
Deadpool as a
Rick
sexy hire.
impression.
Oh, really blowing the budget on this one, aren't you?
What? It's a decent-looking city.
Yeah, I'm clearly on top of a building. All one of 3 dimensions are clearly being explored here.
Look, buddy.
I wonder how far this ball can go. What do you think? 4, 5 rooftops I can bounce it off of? Oh no! And
It's like
it
a good
force
6,
field
7
impenetrable
feet.
to Bad King.
You have 2 years to make your movies. We have 2 weeks.
Why couldn't I be in a Freddie Wong video?
Just start killing people.
Oh,
He takes out bad guys all over the world, mostly for trailer fodder, but hey, you gotta sell this picture. He comes home to his girlfriend Vanessa from the last movie.
Okay, this can't be what we're going with.
You will take your shitty makeup like a man.
You sound like a toddlers and tiara parent.
Act!
Happy anniversary, baby.
That is literally my surprise.
You mean?
Yes, I want to be preggers.
Great.
Yeah, everything's going so good and we're so happy and we can think of baby names. I'm gonna die.
What?
I am totally gonna die. No girlfriend is this happy in the beginning of a movie without dying.
First of all, leave the fourth wall breaking to me, because only I seem to be able to do that.
Okay.
Second, that's like the oldest trope in the book. Do you really think that writer's this talented? You're already shot, aren't you?
Bop.
Who's responsible for
It was fast.
It was me!
Very.
Typical Middle Eastern European American gangster joke.
You killed my only love. Now I'm gonna destroy you in the most horrific way possible.
And what are you going to do, Comrade Pizza Face?
To be fair, I probably could have put more thought to that.
The credits roll as they emphasize what a big deal it is that they killed off Deadpool's one and only true love from the last film.
Rick, am I a dumbass or has that been done a lot?
Yes.
To which question?
Yes.
What are you talking about? We killed off the romantic lead. That's a big ass deal.
Maybe 30 years ago, but especially for a comic book character, that's not particularly uncommon. You should replace those handjob credits you're giving yourself with all the other movie sequels that did the exact same thing.
You know, I didn't want to hold on through this, so we wanted a different kind of story.
I don't know. The idea of Deadpool being a dad kind of sounds interesting.
Your inability to comprehend this key demographic astounds me, Morty. Deadpool 2! The days of acting like a basement dweller whose contrived environment rewarded him with ninja moves and getting laid are gone! Now the hot chick is pregnant, he's raising a baby, and he has to learn the responsibilities of being an adult. Pre-orders through the roof, baby! You know, you seem to think these movies are only made for angry, awkward, overweight 14-year-old boys, and I give it more credit than that.
Yeah, give art a chance, Rick. Critic, tell us what happens next.
So Deadpool befriends an angry, awkward, overweight 14-year-old boy, and...
Really? You had to phrase it that way?
Oh, just get on with it!
I mean, how specific was that?
Come on! The boy's name is Russell, and he's a mutant at a hospital where they mistreat kids.
They did terrible things to me in there, things that literally scarred me for life.
Note, we are aware this accent is terrible. Tamara's only exposure to New Zealand was an interview she saw with Peter Jackson about the Hobbit movies. We are sincerely sorry to all of New Zealand for this outrage, both the accent and the Hobbit movies.
Oh, kid. They hurt you, and you want to hurt them back. I get it. Because you were amazing in The Hunt for the Willard People, and both you and Sam Neill deserve an Oscar.
Actually, that does bring up a good point.
I know, I was awesome in that, right?
No, I mean the tone these movies
You
create.
weren't.
The fourth wall jokes are funny, but do they get in the way of the heavier scenes? I like that these films try to have actual substance to them and work in dramatic elements, but isn't it a little
I think
jarring to
if
be
it's
winking
done
at the
right.
camera when in the following scene you're talking about child abuse? Does it work to follow the corpses of family members with jokes about how many X-Men were paid to be in the film?
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you ever seen a Marvel movie? Like, any of them?
Yeah, it's basically a bunch of dramatic moments followed by jokes.
Hey, what do we say? I'm the only fourth wall breaker, remember?
Yeah, why is that?
So you can want to be me when you sneak into these films.
Is that manipulative or genius?
Yes.
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 But isn't the fourth wall humor so drastically different from this kind of drama that something this big isn't gonna fit?
I heard it too. Look, Walter White, do you laugh when we tell the jokes?
Yeah,
Do you feel emotion at the emotional moments?
I guess.
It's because we give them time to slowly ease them in.
Tell me that was
Totally intentional. That's why I can go into shooting people that hurt him like this.
You just killed Rob.
Ooh, can I shoot that?
Depending on this state's gun laws, probably.
But this spells bad news for our wacky fourth wall breaking superhero dressed in red.
Freakazoid?
I'm in the film now!
What the hell is this?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I used my portal gun to bring in other self-aware characters to emphasize how original you are. You want to break the fourth wall? I literally break it beyond!
Is it too late to review Show Dogs?
Hey, you talking to the camera? I like doing that too.
Today we'd like to talk about the Avengers of
Handman! Yay, Handman!
Okay, there's only room for one Jedi Master of obscure non sequiturs. This review clearly has no budget, so we'll just cast you as Colossus.
Ooh, can I teach the kids Russian?
With the current president, that's a good idea.
Well, what do I do now?
Well, you knocked me and the kid out for killing those people.
Can Handman do it?
I'm already sick of you. I'm just skipping ahead.
Right the hell out of nowhere, a character from a dystopian future sees his Kentucky Fried family and journeys back in time because Russell is the one who kills them. Now in the movie, this is just Roland playing Cable. But truth be told, we don't have anyone quite as awesome as that, so we went for the next best thing.
No.
Oh dear.
I am Cable Boner.
Devil boner.
I take it I have to watch the show to know what this is.
He's a reoccurring. I have to stop that boy from
Self-referential.
performing the terrible crime of child murder.
How?
By performing child murder!
True.
Can't we take off our collars that mock our powers?
No, like they said earlier, only a grenade can take him off. Or just hitting the ground really hard. Look, Lobo, if we're gonna make you marketable to future franchises, we gotta tone down the kid killing.
My only concern is if Disney buys Fox, what are they gonna do when Cable fights Thanos? Now that's not true. Disney's merger wouldn't necessarily affect Fox's cinematic releases.
Enough of the fourth wall breaking, Dr. Bunsen!
Suck my beaker, you knockoff novelty dog shit!
Let's blow.
I thought you'd like that one. Ooh. Okay. I need a minute to catch my breath here. So go to hell via bad blocker, because you're cutting my time in half.
Well, I don't have ad blocker. I've got YouTube Premium, so we'll cut right back. And
Oh.
there we go.
So Deadpool decides to recruit a team with his best friend, played by T.J. Miller,
Yeah, I would have made that joke too.
as he goes through a lineup of wacky
Emoji
characters.
movie.
My name is Woody Allen. Hey, audience, don't you wish real life was like this?
Hey, what did I say? Only I talk to the viewer.
Oh, hey everybody! Was I the street merchant in the opening or not?
Is nobody hearing me?
This is the most embarrassing day of my
gosh.
life.
Lizzie
Who
McGuire.
invited Dr. Katz?
Kermit the Frog here.
No, I am not being upstaged by a sock.
Oh, come on, that's Kermit the Frog, man.
He's a goddamn sock. Watch.
Jesus, I don't know, Rick. Haven't you
Wow.
gone far enough with the fourth wall breakers?
Not until he sees what a gimmicky hack he is.
You're the hack, you little pop culture spewing pimp.
Hey, at least I mocked the convention of lame catchphrases. Wubba lubba love boat, whatever.
Hey, how many people Rick shirts did you sell today?
That was petty and beneath you.
Excuse me.
Oh, great. And what show are you from?
Atlanta, but what does that matter?
Do they
Oh,
look at the
hey, yeah,
camera?
Zazie Beetz. She's on Atlanta. I like Atlanta.
Great. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Domino, and my superpower is I'm always lucky.
Yeah, I saw that episode of DuckTales 2. It's not a power.
It sure as hell is.
Prove it.
I was in Geostorm, and yet I have a role in Deadpool too.
You're hired.
Yeah.
He calls his team
True.
X-Force, but it looks like he should have called them the Expendables because they all die before even starting their first mission.
It looks like it's just you and me, Kermit.
Domino also
I still
survived
can't
using
believe
her
that.
luck, and they head off to save Russell in an exciting car chase.
Wait a minute. A car chase?
Yeah.
With this review's budget, you're gonna do a car chase?
Well, attempt to.
Screw it. If we're gonna do a car chase with no money, we're gonna do it my way.
Well, what the hell's your way?
That's what I was expecting.
That's really cute though.
Oh no, look out for the unicorn! Oh no, and now we're unicorns! I'm sexually confused!
You know what? Just thwart me. We all know it's coming.
Okay.
Ah! Get me off this Rio set. Sad thing is, our original car chase was even lamer. They go to save Russell, but he's turned more angry than ever, especially having teamed up with one of his cellmates.
Yeah, I'm a juggernaut, bitch. You cannot harm me. There's no one I can't kill, Deadpool.
What?
Seriously, we're gonna go with that one.
He didn't reference it in the movie, and... Come on!
First of all, it's 10 goddamn years old.
Well, classic never dies, no matter how dumb it is.
Second, I'm really trying to distance myself from X-Men 3.
X-Men 3 or X-Men Origins?
Yes.
To which one?
Yes.
Well, this is my review, and that's the version I want, so how
Hey,
shall we-
3 wasn't as bad as Origins.
Russell! I'm sorry more people don't know about the Wilder people, but if you could just not kill Cable's family in the future,
The Hunt
he
for the
won't
Wilder People's
have to
actually
kill
really
you.
good. I liked it.
Actually, that sounds reasonable.
Right? We should have done that before.
Hell no, I'm gonna be the little sister to his big daddy.
That sounded bad, right?
Very bad.
I'm
Very.
gonna kill the scientists that tortured me, starting my reign of terror. Juggernaut, meme him to death!
Oh, I've suffered enough from that, thank you very much.
So Cable decides to join the team to see if they can talk Russell out of his evil ways.
In Soviet Russia, fourth wall breaks you.
Knock it off, Don Cheadle's Captain Planet. What the hell are you doing here? You only have 2 lines.
The girlfriend's dead and my New Zealand accent sucks. I'm taking what I can get.
Fair enough. Let's make up for the shitty Dark Phoenix movie we know we're gonna get.
Not necessarily.
X-Force kills
Depends.
the shit out of
Hope
the
not.
scientists that torture the young mutants right before teaching a young mutant that it's wrong to kill the scientist.
Russell, I know you think revenge will make you feel better, especially because I've gotten revenge on like 1 million people, and by God, it felt great.
What is the moral of this movie again?
No idea.
But killing him won't fix anything. It'll just turn you into a supervillain. A supervillain with the name Russell. And that's just uncomfortably weird.
Let's talky more shooting.
No! I have a collar on, so I'll die for him.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah. Kill the franchise. Yeah, sure.
My God, you sacrificed yourself for me.
That's right. And now I'm finally going to die, ending my misery.
Bleh.
I totally am. I even said in the beginning I was gonna die. We're following through.
Yeah, if only comic book movies had loopholes.
Yeah, this is really the end.
Hey, you want your family back or what?
Boo-hoo, wow. Sad.
I'll miss you too.
No!
Bleh.
From this day forward, I will never harm another human being and hope that fate will do my daddy work for me.
So Deadpool is reunited
Dope
with his
ender.
love, which is kind Kinda strange. The X-Men movies are confirming there's an afterlife?
Well, at least there's not a hell.
Yeah, if there was, it would just be the Hitman's bodyguard on a continuous loop.
But he saved like Cable's final attempt at time travel.
Yeah, I saved you! Even though you obviously wanted to die, keeping the collar on.
So I guess you stopped the suicide?
Which I guess he could just do again.
But he seems happy now.
Yeah, raising your kid that you're not really raising.
Stop trying to make sense of this.
I gave up mid-sentence.
And let's go start X-Force. You in, Cable?
Well, I did dedicate my life to saving my family.
But they seem to be okay now.
That's true, and I suppose nothing bad can happen to him in an apocalyptic future. Sure, why not?
So it turns out this was fairly fiction. But Deadpool ends the film by stealing Cable's time-traveling device and saving Vanessa in the past.
You saved me, stopping everything from happening, including X-Force.
Did I, though? Did I?
Fair enough.
I don't know. Did you?
Well, we'll see what hits. We are doing an X-Force movie, so we'll see who's popular and who's worth keeping.
Seeing who's the Natalie Portman of the Thor films.
We're keeping our options open.
Not a bad idea. So that was Deadpool 2, and it was...
With the helping of...
Christ, Rick.
You know I've had it up to here, Dr. Fine.
Doesn't matter how big you are, you're still Family Guy in a Spider-Man costume.
Well, you're still Futurama with It's Always Sunny writers.
You're both right!
But that doesn't make it any less good or unique. Deadpool is doing what many have done
Futurama
before,
with Always
but doing
Sunny
it
is...
in a new and extreme way.
That's actually really good. Actually,
it's like, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
It's usually
I like
seen
both
as too
series.
tonally jarring. But the fact is, the fourth wall jokes make the characters even easier to like, so we care for them even more when they're going through the dramatic moments. And on the flip side, the jokes seem even funnier when they interrupt a legit emotional moment. So our reactions seem more magnified than usual. It's like a Disney character dying. It's a cartoon and it's goofy, but it still appeals to our inner child, making us connect to them in a unique way. So when
Fair
something
enough.
bad does happen to them, we feel it even more. Even with the movie cliches that have been done a million times, they still combine what's simple and familiar with what's complex and new. For example, did you realize there's no real villain in this movie? Yeah, none of the main characters are bad guys. They're just people with disagreements. How often do you see a superhero movie like that? Do you also realize how much money went into what's essentially troll humor half the time? Those kind of jokes do not get a budget this big. These are familiar elements being combined to give us something unique. And yes, every fan base has a small percent that's too obsessive.
Yeah, by the way, I miss the old colored wall.
How dare you fight the angry video game nerd in that totally real feud?
Well played. But that doesn't mean the majority of viewers aren't smart, open, funny people looking for both a good time with a bit of depth. The Deadpool movies are worthy of their attention, and the mixing of two totally different genres, both done well, makes them a very different and enjoyable new experience. We've seen these elements before, but not together in this way. And as long as they keep finding new things to add to them, my guess is these movies will be celebrated for quite a while.
I love that artwork.
Oh, it's that same old middle-of-the-road bullshit you always pull, huh?
Yeah, nut up and pick a side.
Yeah, that's the one thing we can agree on. This guy is a pussy!
Yeah, Mr. Participation Award over here.
You know, you guys are funny in media, but you're assholes in real life.
Yeah, don't act like it doesn't get you hard. He has the spine of a red Twizzler, and he still has more backbone than you.
Come on, let's go make some jokes to piss off some SJWs.
The Wall Street Journal?
Never mind him, he's dyslexic.
Does that mean I need insulin?
You were a mistake, Morty.
I'm the nostalgia critic, and just because a funny jerk on TV can get away with it doesn't mean you can get away with it.
Yeah, teamwork beyond!
Yeah, dicks rule!
Jesus Christ.
Not anymore, we blinked him out of existence last week.
Oh, jeez.
But you're still here, Martha.
I was not expecting the SJW joke. That's great.
So, funny enough, the writers for Deadpool don't give a crap who they offend. They don't care, and that's what I like. I like that. Well, okay, Doug's right about them being like different takes on fourth wall break, like Rick and you and me were talking about this when we watched when we first started the Rick and Morty thing. If we met Rick in real life, we probably would have nothing to do with him because he's such an a-hole. Same thing with Deadpool. Deadpool's an a-hole. Albeit a fun a-hole, but you're more likely to get killed being around him.
He's like the guy that I feel like they'd be excited if he showed up to a frat party, but they don't like want him to stay there.
Fair enough. Yeah, I could see that. So, for me, actually, hold on. There's a lot to go still.
Oh, there's a bunch out left.
Oh yeah. There's this here. Hold on.
Some of it looks like an ad, but
well, yeah, I think it's he does his ads after every single one of his videos.
Hi. You might have noticed at the end of Deadpool 2 there was no after-credit sequence, wasting the time of millions of pissed-off fans.
I was
confused.
Really, they're knocking off Avengers there?
What are they eating?
Not shawarma?
This isn't that good.
Yeah, shawarma kind of sucks.
Oh, it is shawarma.
Is it too late to review Show Dogs?
Okay.
Yeah, and the rest of it is the ad for his charity that he's doing. Oh. Okay, so yeah, I was a bit confused by that too. That they didn't have at least something, and the after credits.
Well,
I was
it's
just like
unheard of. A little bit.
Yeah, but that mid-credit sequence though to me was enough to.
It's pretty ridiculous.
It was so good.
I was like, what?
It's like, oh, don't worry, I'm just cleaning up the timelines. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, it was real good.
and then Ryan Reynolds gets his hand on the Green Lantern script. He's like, Ryan Reynolds, you are going to go far.
Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I've got my shades on again. Yeah, look at me. I look like a complete and total D-bag.
He had this on earlier, and I called him a low-grade gangster.
And I said, what's up with y'all? It's your boy Skinny Toes.
What?
I don't actually have skinny toes.
Reactions get really weird, and it's funny because it's just me and Nate, and you wouldn't expect us to go on that long. But we, honest to God, have some Game of Thrones reactions that are like an hour and 40 minutes of just us digging around.
We can't help ourselves. We have no control.
We
over
have
this shit.
a lot of fun with those Game of Thrones ones. I don't know what makes them different, but we just never shut up on them.
Yeah, we have fun. I mean,
it's
what's wrong
worse
with
than
that?
normal, though.
Fair
There's
enough.
a lot to talk about with Game of Thrones, though. So.
Oh, but we're not talking about Game of
Well,
Thrones.
we did.
Oh, yeah,
I try to. Well, every now and again, I try to start out on topic, but then something happens and we just go. It's like, oh, stay on track. Oh, derailed.
A few weeks ago, we got derailed because this cat came to our window.
I've heard the cat story 2 separate times now from different people. I think I'm about to hear it a third time.
There. It was staring at us like a little gremlin.
Well, the one time
So I heard it first from Ben, then Nate tells me the same story. And I was like, I think I've heard this.
And then I
was like, yeah, Ben told me.
He's like hanging his butt off that little wall, pooping all over the yard.
And he was looking at us the entire time. He's like, "You're gonna watch me take a dump." Like
it was like eye contact with this cat. It was really unsettling.
Yeah, and Mike is just like, "You want me to come out there? I'll come out there."
Well, it was like giving us like the over-the-shoulder copper tone baby look, but as it was pooping all over the yard. No, sir.
That ain't copper tone, Mike. Oh God!
It's probably SPF something.
SPF shit. SPF Dookie. All right. God. So Deadpool 2, I liked it a lot. Micah?
It was real good.
Oh, it was super fun.
Yeah, I liked it as good as the first one, if not better. And what about you, Nick? What did you think of it?
I liked it, but it wasn't as good as the first one. In my opinion.
That's fair.
I felt that the comedy was more spaced out, and some of the jokes felt rehashed. And it was like, oh yeah, of course they're going to redo that joke.
A lot of jokes.
They did. Well, they did. Well, honestly, that's what Deadpool does. Deadpool is rehashes of, and his fourth wall breaks are nothing new. I mean,
yeah,
I've seen fourth wall breaks before. I mean, like Doug said, Woody Allen did fourth wall breaks before almost anyone else because he was literally in a line at a movie theater in the movie and the context and everything, and then this guy in front of him was talking about a movie critic who he thought would hate this movie. And Woody Allen's just like, look, I think that that's unfair to say that to assume that this person would dislike it because of what you think. And the guy's like, oh yeah, buddy, what would you know? He's like, hold on one second. He goes off to the side and actually gets the movie critic and brings him on camera and is just like, now, will you please tell him what you thought about this movie? He's like, I actually thought the film was pretty good. And the guy was like, oh, you can't be serious. He's like, what? It's actually coming from my mouth. Don't you believe me? And you see. Woody Allen was just like very. It was very dry when he did it. That's just like his comedic his comedic timing is perfect, but his comedy's not as in your face as Deadpool. Whereas earlier in the movie, Christopher Walken, his character was talking about, like, he's so depressed about his family situation and everything that whenever he's driving somewhere, he often thinks about veering off of a bridge or a cliff or something, and he's just like, look, and it's the only thing he really says to Woody Allen the entire film. He's just like, there are days that I just, when I'm driving down the road, I just want to veer off of a cliff or veer off of a bridge and just end it all right then and there. You know what I mean? And then later on in the movie, him and Diane Keaton are like Woody Allen and Diane Keaton are like stuck somewhere, and they call up the family, someone to come and get them, and it's like, and they're like, okay, all right, they're sending someone to get us, and then it cuts to them in a car, and the person driving is Christopher Walken, and the entire time, like, Diane Keaton is like, I think she's asleep on Woody Allen's shoulder, and Woody Allen the entire time is just like worried that Christopher Walken's gonna go like flying off of a bridge.
That's
like
good.
And they don't say anything.
That's
it's
good.
just a silent cut. It's just like it pans across. You see Christopher Walken, he's just like chewing bubble gum or something, and the camera pans across very slowly, and it's Diane Keaton asleep, and then Woody Allen just like,
that's great.
just like not knowing what the hell's gonna happen. It's one of the best cuts I've ever seen, and one of the funniest. Like, honestly, Woody Allen's like comedic timing there was so perfect.
Yeah.
And you see, that's one thing that people don't think about anymore, comedic timing, because they throw jokes at you at such a quick rate, they don't allow the good jokes to really sink in. In which I can agree with that, but at the same time, you rapid fire enough jokes at people, and if 90% of them hit and are funny, then that works. Besides, people's attention spans nowadays, I mean, you can't pull jokes like what Woody Allen did way back in Annie Hall or something like that.
People just miss it. Like,
yeah, well, they'd miss it or they'd get bored and walk out. I mean, because people want instant gratification. It's just like, oh, I want to watch a funny video. Oh, hey, here's YouTube. Oh, hey, there's a cat video. Ha 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 ha! Cat fell in the box. Hilarious. So yeah, that's typically how it goes.
I'm even guilty of that myself. I mean, I do have actually like ADD, but like me and my buddy were watching season 4 of Arrested Development since I hadn't seen it yet, and they recut it to, instead of being episodes that follow one character all at a time, they recut it up so it actually goes through and shows different scenes with different characters during each episode, and then all links up at the end like it's supposed to. And there were 2 jokes, 2 separate times that I was like, I don't understand what is up with this thing. And then he was like, "That was you. Did you miss that?" And I was like, "Maybe," but I had seen it, and it was just where it was one of those things where the comedic timing on it was like it comes in like an episode later or something like that.
It's
like,
off.
oh,
yeah, it's off, and sometimes it'll hit you, but sometimes if the comedic timing isn't right, it'll lag.
But it's like their timing was right. I just didn't get it because I wasn't paying attention like enough to it, you know?
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
So I'm guilty of being like the person that actually works better off of them just straight firing jokes at me sometimes.
Well, it's
because
just like it's Always
I'll miss
Sunny.
stuff.
In Always Sunny, they are constantly reeling stuff off.
Yeah.
And Charlie Day, Glenn Howerton, and Rob McElhenney, they all like throw such hilarious stuff out.
And at the same time, they do both things because they fire off 100 jokes a minute, but then they'll reference something from like 2 seasons ago that if you remember it, you're like, ah.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like when Charlie first told them about his angry room.
Yeah.
And then they go up it, and then like they're trying to escape from the bar because they've been locked in, and they're up there, and there's all this broken beer bottles all over the place, and they're like, I think we found Charlie's angry room. And it's like up in the vents. It's like,
yes.
And Charlie's like, I have my angry room. I go there whenever I feel like it. Whenever I want to just hurt something. And it's funny stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Deadpool 2 hit better with me because the first one, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm not a big fan of potty humor. It's not that it offends me. I just don't think it's funny.
Fair enough.
But in Deadpool 2, they didn't rely on it as heavily as in the first one. That's, like, I think Pulp Fiction's funny. and I think Deadpool 2 is funny.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say those movies are at all similar, but
no.
Their sense of humor being slightly offensive. I'm really into black humor and offensive humor and stuff.
Well,
so,
yeah, Pulp Fiction's got that, except their comedy timing is more of a slow burn, and it's pulled off just right to where it's not boring to some people.
It's almost like the less offensive the joke, the less funny I find it, because potty humor is not offensive, but.
And it depends on who you're talking to, because I've met some clean freaks. You can't talk about toilet humor around them because it makes them sick. It literally makes them gag.
It's still not offensive. It's just gross.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've never heard of someone being like, that fart joke in that movie just pissed me off so bad it really offended me.
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
Everybody does fart. So.
Yeah. Did you know that 300 million Americans every day experience gas from their ass? It's called farting. Get used to it. Everybody does it. Now stop.
I guess that might be why I don't even find it funny.
It's time to stop.
Farting?
No. It's time to stop.
She was like, no.
No.
I mean, it's going to be tough. But, okay.
It's like, what'd you do? I stepped on a duck. Did you? No, I have a barking spider infestation. I'm just like...
I hope that never happens, because barking spiders sound terrifying.
There's a mouse who lives under the couch, and he is lactose intolerant, and I dropped a Cheeto. Yeah, so that is what happened.
Oh, God. Okay. We've been going on this for about 40 minutes, so...
Oh.
Yeah, so, Heather, if you want to lead us out where you let us in.
Well, thank you for sticking around if you stuck around this long. If you did, the secret question is, what did you had for dinner last night? If you can't remember, tell us this night. Hopefully not spaghetti.
No, I'm just joking.
If you think we're all right, we have links to our Discord where you can talk to like-minded people, and we have all these different chat rooms for spoilers, video games, make some friends, get some help if you need some help. Whatever you need, you can also talk to us there. We will respond to you. You're not allowed to message us, but if we take time, sorry.
Sorry, not sorry, bro.
And our Patreon's real cool. You can get full-length reactions to TV shows like Rick and Morty and Game of Thrones and movies, and the Heather Hasn't Seen series and all that. And it's fairly cheap for what you get. It's a real good deal, so you'll want to check all those out.
Uh-huh.
And other than that, I guess we'll see you. Also, stop by and see us on live stream sometime, because I know a lot of us that react to us, watch our reactions, you don't really come to our live streams, and I think that would help us. You get to know us on a little better, because we talk to our chat very, very in depth. We know our members that come there, so if you want to come say hi, we would be happy to see more people come into the chat.
Absolutely.
So definitely do that, and I think that might help some of you with you could talk to us about our thoughts and stuff there.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I know there's a lot of you that have some problems with me that watch these videos, so literally just come talk to me about it. I'm open. And you can meet Ben and Nate and Nick, and we'll talk to you.
Micah, if he's ever on a live stream again.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah. Every once in a while you get a special Micah stream. So until next time, that's Nate.
Hi.
This is Micah.
Hello.
I'm Heather. This is Nick. And bye. Now that was weird, wasn't it?